So here's my next video. Just wanted to share my workshop that I'm working on down here. Big part about my recovery, anxiety and stress relief, getting all this organized and having just a place to work and honestly a safe spot. I'm gonna just talk about some stuff here, just break some stuff down. Um, here's a hack for you. Right here, these are conduits. If you look down here, used both in the electrical and piping industry. The smaller ones are less than a buck a pop. The big ones, a couple bucks. Man, you can put these in anywhere. I started using those in decking when I was doing decking back up north. But I've got these holders here. I'm using these holders for my screwdrivers. Just a really good idea for that. Come over here. This is the main spot. Got my old monitor here from I used to have up north. No, I bought that. I didn't like take that from anywhere. And then just on the wall, just using, got all the screwdrivers. Yes, I have a million screwdrivers. The story behind a lot of these tools, some of this I bought, a lot of this was given to me either through estates, or inherited. So organizing all of this, and there's more behind me, was a challenge because at times I didn't even know what I had. It's a big part of why organization is critical. You know what you have, and even better, you know where to find it. So then when you need it, you can just grab it. So yeah, I got screwdrivers on the wall. This light, this is awesome. It's also a magnifier. If I open the top, it'll help. Um, Working on smaller stuff, especially building the Legos up the small cars here, little crafty stuff, all the sort of stuff on the wall. The craft, speaking of crafts, the crafts are from my mom. She used to do those at the building she lives in. They don't do those anymore, but of course it's mom stuff, so I saved it. Speaking of my parents, that's all my dad's drafting stuff down in the corner there. My dad, and here's a good picture of him when he was in the Navy, back late 50s, early 60s, was an engineer. He worked in the boiler room, made the boat go, literally. But was a draftsman. Had a drafting table. So those are all his T squares and all this stuff. I don't really do all that, getting into schematics and all, but in case I ever need to, there it is. It's classic stuff. The speaker's great. Um, just some artsy stuff and stuff in there. Getting into you see I have a lot of cobalt stuff. Um, Circular saw down there, it's killer. More than I really need, but does a job. But when I was doing more stuff up north, had that. Let me talk about posters on the wall. Got the 64 Impala, or as we say back door, 64. Um, the Lamborghini Countach and the Ferrari 328. I've had those since probably the late 80s. Got those in school book fairs. The GTA Trans Am, I've had that since the late 80s. The Corvette one's new. The Camaro used to be in Will's Room up north. That Camaro is like what my dad used to have, 67, although that one's a drag car. I think it's a 68. Favorite car of all time, Buick Grand National of the mid late 80s. I've had that since the late 80s. And then drag racing posters because my dad used to drag race before I was born. Well, I'm a big drag racing fan. Um, Here's one of the hot things in tools right now. These little mini boxes. So this is one from Harbor Freight to U.S. General, but Cobalt's got them. Everybody's got them. About 20 bucks. Here's what you can use them for. Small stuff. I got Allen wrenches, bits here, small screwdrivers there. That's what they're good for. The ones from Harbor Freight actually have the liner built in. It comes with it. You don't have to buy it separately. Speaking of stuff I inherited that people gave me, this is from Colleen's family. Her, I guess you'd call him cousin, Louis. Louis has passed on, was a machinist for 40 years up in Joliet. The little tools in here are just amazing. Stuff he carried over the years. Big shout out to Uncle Tim who gave me a bunch of his tools. That you get to some old school stuff over there. Got the bigger box here. This is my first box. It was actually a floor model at Lowe's. That's why it's got stickers on it. They gave me a deal on it. Big thing with these. First, you should unlock it. Just keep stuff organized. And you want to hack for an organization. Don't spend the big money on, oh, you should have, this and that, for tool organization. Man, these are utensil trays for kitchens. You can get that stuff either at the dollar store. You can get it at Amazon, wherever, buck or so. Organizing stuff just fine. I mean, it's just me down here. You know, I'm not a tech, and it keeps your stuff organized. Doesn't spend a ton of money. What got down here? Sockets. Um, Mostly I use quarter inch. Half inch is like industrial. If you're doing heavy duty car stuff, quarter inch is just fine. These are great too, and I don't see these much anymore. People call them dog bones, and it's it's sockets. It's all on one, just easy to do. Got good grip, good leverage. Just a good tool. What else we got down here? C clamps. Those are important. In modern car work, so much of modern cars, they have those little plastic little screws that are held on. When we had the Honda, I took the whole front end off because it got into an accident. I did the bodywork myself, and it's not even bolted. There might have been, I don't know, two 10 millimeters on there, and a couple of the wrenched on pieces. The rest were those little plastic pieces. Use these. They got the plastic ones for the cheapy ones, and the better ones like this. Again, Harbor Freight. And then battery power tools. I'm all about the battery stuff. Yes, it can be pricey. I got all this Cobalt stuff. Most of it's Cobalt. I think there's some work stuff down in there too. Got the batteries and all that. It took me a long time both to get it and to pay for it. But thankfully now it's all paid for. This is my second box, Craftsman box. Got this at Menards. We used to call these GM part boxes. All your little stuff goes in there. The sign on the desk, my dad made that for me. I got my first real job at United Airlines 26 years ago. I'm old. Down here got bits. You always got bits. I'm going through them. All this work you see on the masonry walls, or as we call them in Chicago, project walls, masonry bits are nice, and that's what these are. But the titaniums, and that was $10 at Harbor Freight, can do it, but you almost kill the bit going, And otherwise, if there's too much, then you're working on your drills, It's almost too taxing for the drills. Got the rigid 3/8. I actually got that up north at Goodwill, just to put a battery on it. Came with the case and everything. This is actually an impact, but it's quarter inch. And then got the half inch on the Cobalt one. What else we got in here? Just odds and ends. Got some electrical pieces over here. More clamps in the back because it just helps to have. They give you an extra hand, so you don't have to, bug other people. Here's what I was talking about with the conduit. So you got the small ones here. Those are like not even a buck. The big ones are a couple bucks. They hold stuff in place. Use them on the walls. Of course, use your drywall anchors and all, but it saves you a lot. Same with the zip ties. I got million zip ties. They're a good hack, good cheap way to kind of get things, tied up. That's Zane here. Zane is our shop dog. Jars of screws. What can I say about jars of screws? That was my dad's thing. It's just, use old jelly jar, old jam jar, full of old screws, bits, whatever. It's perfect for that. This over here, talking about reusing stuff. This was our TV table up north that we got into something else. And I just made into, I got all my nails and my screws here in the back. Down below, got anchors, everything. You name it is down there. That was actually my great uncle's box down there. Landrio is our Louisiana name because my mom and all them are from down in Cajun country. That was his box. Got some old school plug-in, got old drill and a jigsaw. They go all day long. It's just as long as you don't mind going 6 feet. Talk about old school. Look at this here. Got a hand drill. You want to work out? Get a hand drill and hand drill it and see how that goes for you. Got the hand sanders. Got an old anvil. That was from my grandfather and great uncle. That was their stuff back in like the 60s. Same with this. Got the drill, another hand drill. Got the tin snips. cut some steel. I did this the other day when I was bitten the other day. A couple weeks ago when I was making a custom grill. I had just it was sheet metal. It wasn't real thick. Cut it with tin snips. It'll make a man out of you. Trust me. Trust me. Got a little air compressor down here. Perfect for what I need. It is loud. They make ones that are more quiet, but there is something to be said about air tools. My dad lived and died by the air tools, as all the mechanics are. Here's all the air products down here. Got the sander, 3/8 drill, got a ratchet. The only nailer I have, and it is from Harbor Freight, 16 on one side, 18 finishing on the other. Killer. So as long as you've got air compressor, got extension cord, got your hose. I run 1/4 inch. So I run 1/4 inch for a lot of things. I'm not industrial. 1/4 inch is just fine. For most air products, 3/8 is actually standard. And some people for the heavy industrial stuff do 1/2 inch. When you're here at home, 1/4 inch is just fine. Speaking of which, got wrenches, got the old school, the bigger screwdrivers over here. This whole wrap is nothing but wrenches in there. More screws and anchors. More screws and anchors. When you putting stuff together, and we've been in this house now, 3 years, have had to tighten up a bunch of stuff. And then making the house a home. So that's something you really need. Pliers. Can't say enough about pliers, wire cutters, that kind of stuff. All the stuff you really need, all organized. Hammers, all old school. I did not buy any of those. Those were all given to me. They probably are older than me and will probably be here after I am gone. Don't make hammers like that anymore. But yeah, good stuff here. This is my son's table that we're working on. He's got his little science projects. We're trying to get that going. Teaching him about having a table, how to maintain it, get him off the screens, that kind of thing. And just the rest of this, got my little workout space back there. Got the treadmill, been back on there. Got the bike, got the dog again. Got rowing, got a little pool table. So we got a whole little spot. This wall I made. It was just studded out and just got plywood. Took the nailer, nailed it up, and then here's a good excuse. Using conduit. Conduit's just holding all these up and keeps them nice and organized. I probably did this whole wall for $40 and took me maybe 2 nights. The hooks came off Amazon, just regular screws. I went right into the studs, so I have to worry about anchoring it down, and got all his stuff just done. So this is my little spot. This is what I've been working on. There's more to come. I even got more pictures over here. Just letting you know what we're doing. And for organization, it doesn't take much, neither in time, effort, and especially dollars. Thanks for supporting me. We'll catch you next time.